Good afternoon, everybody. It is Sunday, October 20th, 2019, with about 73 days left until 2020. I just have one thing to ask you guys. What resolutions did you guys start off with this year that you actually kept with you, right? Whether it was to lose a few pounds, whether it's to eat healthier, whether it's to, become a better boyfriend, girlfriend, father, husband, whatever it may be. What were your 2020 or 2019 resolutions going into the year, and what are you doing to keep those up? But more importantly, what are you going to do next year, right? So today I actually wanted to jump on this call because it was kind of like a surprise public call. It wasn't even a team call. What I'm going to talk about today is public speaking, right? If you guys look at the board behind me, it's actually right there. Notice how it's not even straight, right? I did that on purpose because oftentimes people think that we need to be perfect when it comes to speaking in public. If you guys didn't know, the fear of public speaking is actually called glossophobia, right? It actually affects 75% of the population in the US. Public speaking is actually a bigger fear than death itself. People are afraid to talk on the phone, in person, right? To an interviewer, whoever it may be, right? So I wanted to talk to you guys about public speaking because it's something that is kind of like it's a life skill that most people take very lightly, right? There's a lot of courses and classes you can take in college that have to do with, the basics, whether it's math, English, science. But then people look over public speaking because it's a class that not many people like to take because it involves going up to the front of the classroom, giving them an informative speech or giving the class a persuasive speech, or I don't even remember what it was, but a lot of people have that fear, right? So the first thing I want to talk about is a quote by Jim Rohn: "Don't wish for things to become better, wish for you to become better," right? And he also says, "Don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills." So with a skill, right, whatever that skill set may be, whether it's public speaking or knowing how to wash dishes or knowing how to cook, knowing how to clean the house, the more skill sets you have, the better you are when it comes to like being a productive member of society, right? Because what's easy to do is also easy not to do. And we can choose not to do things for the pure fact that it's easier. It's easier to do nothing at all than to try, right? So with that being said, he also says, if you really want to do something, you find a way. And if you don't, you find an excuse. I'm trying out the whiteboard right today because I usually have like my notebooks, but I guess that might not work. With public speaking, whether it is on a Zoom call, on a YouTube video, on a vlog, on a camera, on your Instagram story, you have to know that you have to know one thing and one thing only. Nobody really cares. We post things on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, even LinkedIn. You're not looking for validation. What you're looking for is someone to respond based on your ideology or concept that you're trying to share, right? Public speaking goes a longer way than just, business or sales or, like I said, interpersonal relationships. It goes to like this story that I like to put out there when it comes to the little boy that was 10 years old going to McDonald's with his mom, and his mother told him, go up to the cashier and ask for some barbecue sauce, right? Ask for the sauce. And now that little boy was so terrified because, growing up, we were told not to talk to strangers, right? So he was terrified walking up to that countertop asking, can I please get some barbecue sauce? Now, what's crazy about that little boy is that little boy was me. I wanted to cry. I wanted to pee my pants. But I ended up doing it because I said, what's the worst that could happen? That lady's not going to kidnap me. That lady's not going to kick me in the face. What's interesting is that when we go up on stage or in front of a room or in front of a classroom or in front of, our first date, we are petrified by the idea that what are they going to think? For me, I always think about what can I do to help, right? What can I do to change the way these people see the world? Because we all know that we most of us look at the world in a very negative light, and it's kind of sad. So, with 25 minutes left on this Zoom call that I have, I want to spend every last minute of it trying to help wake people up, right? And for the first time ever, like in the span of consecutive days, I keep hearing people tell me that, look, it's just not for me, or I don't know how to talk to people, or, I just don't, I'm nervous, or, I'm just not the people type. Here's the thing, right? In any industry you get into, you have to understand that people work with people. Relationships have to be built. People need to communicate. If you want to be rich in any field, if you want to be rich in the heart, you know what? Take away the monetary idea of being rich, right? If you wanted to be rich in your soul, in your heart, in your mind, in your body, you have to create this internal wholeness of, hey, it's not even about me. I'm just a vessel. I'm a physical vessel that has emotions, thoughts, and feelings that I can share with the world. I'm not trying to get deep, but I'm just trying to be real. If you have a skill set, right, that could potentially make you money from all over the world, right? That's from Egypt. Ooh. If you have a skill set that could potentially make you money on your smartphone, why not share it? Why not show people? Why not give that gift of a skill set to someone else? Why? Is it fear? False evidence appearing real. That's what fear stands for, right? People are so afraid of the unknown. People are so afraid of what could happen. Jim Rohn said it as well. He said, you have to switch the idea of, if I could, I would, and instead you have to say, if I can, I will. Let me repeat that again real quick. Instead of saying, if I could, I would, you should say, if I can, I will. It's very simple. You want to know what defines a good public speaker from a bad public speaker? You want to know what defines a good public speaker between a bad public speaker? A good public speaker doesn't question failure. He knows that failure is inevitable. It could happen at any given second. He could trip on himself. He could choke. He could probably say something. He could stumble on his words. I think the level of like psychotic that one must have when it comes to public speaking, right, is knowing that it's not perfect. If you look at the most successful entrepreneurs out there, whether it's an Elon Musk, a Mark Zuckerberg, a Steve Jobs, rest in peace, right? Even a Jeff Bezos, Amazon, right? Some of these guys don't even have the best public speaking skills, but they have solutions for the world that could help people. If this is a little too loud, let me turn. Hey Siri, volume at 5%. When it comes to public speaking, guys, you don't have to be the best at it. You just got to be better than you were yesterday. You got to be better than you were, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, last year, right? There were times, and I might be able to talk in front of tens or hundreds of people now, and I wouldn't be afraid to speak in front of 1,000 or 5,000. The thing is, I don't know what that looks like yet. I just know, right? You have to have that visual interpretation in your head that, hey, it could be worse. We could get into the subject of gratitude if we wanted to, but we're not going to, because that's for another Zoom call. I could talk about gratitude for hours. It's something that's helped me in this journey of entrepreneurship and business and just working with people. Because in this industry, guys, I want to let you guys know something. let's say you get through the fear of public speaking and you learn how to, manifest your greatest realities based off the idea that, hey, someone out there might need my help, or everyone out there needs my help, right? Once that happens, how are you going to communicate with your team, your family, your children? Here's a fun thought. Do you want your kids or your future kids to see you as the nervous dad? The dad that doesn't like to speak up when his kids are in danger, when his kids are being embarrassed. Do you want to be known as that dad, that father figure that doesn't like to speak up? If you ask me, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to be that dad. I want to be the dad that is known to speak up when something is not right. I want to be known as the dad, the father that literally stands up for my kids. Are you going to let the fear of public speaking hold you back from defending your kids or your wife? Right? If someone, was to speak up on your wife or your children, are you going to let the fear of public speaking, because that is public speaking, when you're in a confrontation, when it comes to people trying to hurt you or your loved ones, are you going to allow that to hold you back from defending your family? Or better yet, what if they told you that, hey, if you learn how to speak publicly in front of large crowds, we will make sure that your life and your family is going to be well taken care of. It's crazy. It's crazy because I ask myself those questions oftentimes, what if, right? I was telling my friend Vanessa last night that I don't even I don't even wait it out. I just say, hey, yes. I always say yes, and then I ask questions later. Hey, you want to try this out? Yes. Hey, you want to? Yes. What is it? I think people just fear speaking out loud in general. Now, when I talk about speaking out loud, I'm not talking about you don't have to be the biggest extrovert. You don't have to be, the loudest person in the room. But when it comes a time when you have to speak, right? Public speaking is something that it's just a necessity. I wrote it on my Instagram a little earlier today while I was at the gym. If you take any course or class in college, right? And once again, as a disclaimer, I'm not going to talk down on college. Obviously, I'd want my kids to go to college. We'll talk about that another day. But if you ever take a class in college that is well worth every penny, take a public speaking course. Oh, people are asking well, what do you know about college, Louis? Here, let me show you guys something. Okay, let me see if I could. I don't know if it's showing. Hopefully it's recording. But if you guys look back a little bit, I have my Facebook up. Yeah, Louis actually had fun in college. I was a party animal too. The reason I'm showing you guys this right now, right, this stuff right here, all this stuff right here is just to show that I'm a normal person. Mitch, I'm going to mute you real quick. I want to show you guys that I'm a normal person. I was once a crazy party animal as well. And the reason I'm not afraid to show this is because oftentimes we try to hide our past. These pictures are crazy. But another thing is, I'm not showing you guys this to show you that I was just a party animal. A lot of these are my friends that I've made in the course of time because I spoke up, right? I spoke up. I spoke up and I wasn't afraid to tell people how I felt. I spoke up and I said, you know what? What's the worst that could happen, right? So I'm gonna stop sharing that because it might get a little out of hand. But let me put this up real quick. Cool. Speaker view. With about 10 minutes left in this on this call, I want you guys to know that it's not going to be easy. It's not. You learn a skill set, in trading Forex, in selling real estate, in selling insurance, and selling mattresses. I know a guy that sells mattresses, like beds, right? The best salesperson ever. He knows how to sell a bed like this. If he can sell beds, he can sell anything. I know people. I know people at pet shops that know how to sell cats, dogs, right? I know people that, man, don't even get me started. If all I'm saying is this, and this might hurt a few people's feelings, don't be selfish. Don't be selfish. Well, what does that mean? The other day, I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and he told me that he just wanted to focus on him. Nothing's wrong with focusing on yourself. Self-love. But if you have the audacity to have a skill set that could potentially make you a lot of money, help your community, help your family, help your loved ones, and you have the audacity to not share it, what is your real excuse? What is it really? Because I know it's not. I know it's not. Oh man, like I just want to focus on you. No, there is no excuse. I've heard it all. The audacity, the blasphemy, trying to have me sound like Stephen A. Smith. If you have a skill set that makes you money on this thing, on that thing, and you can't share it, you might as well get out of it. You might as well quit now. I'm not the type to make things mandatory. I'm not making it mandatory to build this business. I'm making it mandatory for you not to be selfish. I'm making it mandatory that you actually help people. I'm making it mandatory that you become a better part of society by helping people wake up. Because it's broken. A lot of people are broken. Not broke. A lot of people are broke temporarily. A lot of people are broken. Does that make sense? If you have the audacity to have a skill set that could potentially make you a lot of money and you're not sharing it with people, then you're selfish, right? 2020 resolution, I'm not cursing anymore. Can't have the audacity to have a money-making skill set and not share it with people because of your fear, your false evidence appearing real, of speaking to people. So with that being said, guys, look, I promised myself that it wouldn't be too long. I wanted to keep it short and sweet. I kind of got a little hot and heavy out there with the last like 3-4 minutes of this call. But once again, you guys, share the wealth, be grateful, be happy, and just share the skill set of being woke, of being awake and being aware. Word of the day, guys, awareness. Be aware of your surroundings, your friends, your people, your family, your loved ones, and the things you hold in your hand. Be grateful. So if you guys have any questions, drop a message in my DMs, my messages, my text messages, and I love you guys, appreciate you guys. Stay inspired, stay moving and grooving, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.